What is up, YouTube? Yeah, we're in Limbus Company. Hope I'm saying that right. I think I am. What can I say about this title right off rip? I think a lot of people are going to like this. This is, in my opinion, for those of you that are in the know, I'd have to say this is like Intergalactic 3-9 meets Sin Alice. Just absolutely off the chain. Everything in this game is different. Like, this is a fresh experience. I don't see any of this stuff being done in other games. They really took it to the drawing board here, and they came up with some original stuff. And unlike other gacha games and mobile games, I will say this about this title. When you crack into this, with a lot of other gacha games and stuff, you're starting off the game and you're just like, okay, whatever, skip it, skip the tutorial. Let me just collect my gems. Let me get to my pulls. I want to pull a cool party, right? Let me get some S tier characters in the mix, and when that happens, I'll kind of slow down, and we'll start going through the storyline and whatever. I just need to grind out a couple 10 pulls. I just need to see how, let's clear chapter 1 real quick and get our free, 30 pulls plus whatever we can grind. That's the mindset going into a lot of these games. Because you never really know what you're going to get. So, a lot of times I do try to rush into them because say I start playing a new game, and yeah, I'm going to rush into it because when I see that, like, the combat is completely garbage, you know what I mean, or something like that, that's just going to kill it for you, you want to go through and just kind of check all that stuff real quick just to make sure that you're not wasting your time reading an hour worth of storyline to get into a combat that you're not going to enjoy, and ultimately you're going to uninstall the game, right? So that's not the case here. That is not the case here. As soon as this title starts, it is so intriguing. You're like, I didn't skip anything. I'm just like, what the hell is going on here? What, all the characters, they're deep, right? You're actually wondering what the story is behind them. How the hell did they get here? By the way, this all takes place, I do believe, in hell. And I think you're like working for Lucifer himself, the man with the red eyes. And yeah, they make it sound like you are, I think you're a singularity, some kind of an abomination. You're a guy with a clock for a head. Now, I don't know how that came to be. I don't know what happened to your original head. But you have this clock on your head. And you have a bunch of troops you command, and they are called sinners. Here are the sinners that we have here. By the way, what makes this game a gacha is that every single one of these sinners, by the way, you start with all these characters, right? But if you click on the character, you can equip a different form, right? This is the original form that this sinner came in, and I got the triple S form of him. I got lucky. This is the Blade Master form of his. He's pretty damn cool. I do enjoy running him, right? So you're going to have all these heroes, and you're going to be able to go and you're going to be able to pull different versions of these heroes. So every hero that I have right here that has more than 1 0 on the top left corner of the card, those are heroes that I've pulled, and I've replaced their original forms with these forms. Like this chick, she got a hat, right? So, kind of interesting, different take on it, right? The hero I'm going after right now, this guy right here. Have to say, I'm actually kind of impressed with the story that they did for him. In this game, you fight bug people, and this guy is a bug person himself. Apparently there was some kind of corporate program. They were trying to win some kind of war, and they were splicing people with bugs or some shit, and he was one of the lucky few who managed to get the surgery done or whatever, and he didn't fully turn into a hideous bug. And interesting thing about this character is he hates bugs. Like, wouldn't you know it? But pretty much what this guy can do is he can make a giant, monstrous bug claw come out of his arm socket. And he can regenerate his arm. So in his different forms, in one of his forms, he literally has, like, bug arms hanging out. And it just looks really cool. Just looks really cool. If we go to extract here. Oh, it's connecting. So there he is. You see him. You see him with his little bug arms and his little wings. Gregor. There he is as a recruit. Oh yeah, look at him go. This is the form of him that I have, the 2-star form, where he has the bug arm, but it's not like a spiked scythe thing. And then of course there is the 3-star version of him, where he is just full on cockroach. I just thought that was cool. Now I haven't been able to pull the version of him that I want. The only 3-star character that I managed to get was the Blade Master. We're still working on that. No big deal. So that's kind of how the gacha works. You can see a little bit of what the combat looks like here. It's very interesting. The combat, I think, is going to have a lot of people very happy. We're going to get into that real quick. But we have this welcome to orientation for the new manager. You're the manager. You're Mr. Clockhead. You are managing these sinners. Yeah, the reason you are the manager is because when these sinners die, you can magically bring them back to life. It's like you're rewinding time. I don't know if time actually has anything to do with it, but it has something to do with your clockhead. And you suffer the whole time. Every time you have to bring them back to life, you go through this whole painstaking, agonizing thing where your body gets torn apart. And it's kind of funny because your teammates will just kill each other when they get into arguments. They'll get into an argument on the bus and they'll kill each other, and you have to torture yourself to bring them back to life. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, makes you wonder about the main character because, well, I don't want to spoil anything for anyone, especially when I don't know what the hell's going on myself. So what I do know is that you are on this bus. Oh, this bus. Let's see. We go to the drive tab, right? You're on this little bus. You go to different places, right? And that's why I was saying, like, Intergalactic 3-9, meets some kind of crazy mature Sin Alice game or something like that. The bus is cool. There's a whole conversation about how to fuel the bus up. Apparently, the bus runs off of corpses. Well, not corpses. It wants its food alive. There's something that it gets from the human brain and the what was it? Oh, something to do with like the spine cord or nerve endings in the spine or something. So it wants to eat people while they're still alive, right? And they say no, it's like a hybrid system because it doesn't just eat brains, it also uses the blood and all the organs from the people that it's eating, to accelerate or whatever. And they just kind of make fun of the whole hybrid thing. Very interesting and very crunchy. You literally hear this bus crunching people up. So while you're traveling with the devil himself, you make these pit stops. People try to jump you, and they end up becoming bus food. So we'll just get into a combat real quick just so you guys can kind of see what the hell's going on here. And maybe you can tell me what the hell's going on here because I've just been winging it. I'm going to be real with you. I've just been winging it, just kind of going through the combat thing. I'm starting to piece things together, trying to actually figure out what's going on. Because I have not seen any other game do a combat system like this. There's a lot to it. Your team attacks the enemy team like at the same time. People with higher initiatives go first. And what I really like about it is this kind of reminds me of dice games, right? A number will pop up a number will pop up above your hero's head, and that's kind of like your attack number. It's like like you roll 3d6, and whatever number you get, that's your number, and the enemy's going to do the same thing, and you're trying to get the higher number. So when you get the higher number, you break through, and the enemy gets, you know, like their form broken. And if you can break through, then you can get a couple more attacks in. If you can't break through, and the enemy rolls a higher number than you, then they break through you, and your attack sequence is pretty much over, and worst case scenario, they get to do a couple hits on you. Now that's just super oversimplified, right? But not only is the system cool, it looks cool, because these little guys are literally, as soon as I, you know, start the fight, they will literally be going to town in the background. So what we have here is a system where you're going to drag your finger through here, and you're going to chain up these different attacks that you're going to do. And you can see that some of them say like plus 25%, plus 100%. So you're going to want to fish for like the best bonuses you can get. So there we go. You see the numbers going off above their heads. We broke through a little bit. Boom. And then when you finish them off, they literally get cut in half, and they explode, and there's blood and gore everywhere, and your little characters will actually get covered in blood. I mean, it's an interesting little touch they did there. Just go through the back row here. Like right there, I broke through. He rolled a 7, I rolled an 8, so I get 2 more swings on him. Right, and then there's fighting bosses, and that becomes kind of a different system too, because a boss will have different parts on it, and you'll want to have different characters target different parts. Oh, look at that guy. If he rolls low enough, his attack doesn't do anything to me, I've noticed. So he did just put a smackdown on one of my heroes. One of my heroes is staggered, which means he's almost dead. I don't think he can do anything this turn. But I think we'll manage, because these guys are just about to die from like one more hit. Oh, he's evading a lot of that. That's cool. Ooh, nice. And I get one more attack, and it wasn't enough, but this one will be. Cool. So yeah, I'm sure I'm way oversimplifying this combat here, how it actually works. Because he's staggered, they can't actually block any of your attacks, so your damage gets right through. It's a very interesting system. It is different. It is completely different than anything else I've seen, right? And I gotta say, you know, the actual little animation, them actually fighting in the background, it looks pretty cool. Once you get an idea of what the hell's kind of going on, because that's kind of where I'm at, I kind of have an idea of what's going on. You start to notice that there's a lot of different factors to the combat. I don't want to elaborate on it too much because I'm still trying to figure out a lot of it myself. But this definitely took me by surprise. Right, and then like in between your battles and your missions, you have your little gang of misfits on the bus. And yeah, they will talk shit to each other, they will kill each other. Another thing too, this game often makes you sacrifice somebody from your party, and you get to choose who to feed to an abomination, or who to pick to do something for the team, and different heroes have a different success rate. And it's also another thing I've noticed, very morbid. We just went through this whole thing. I don't want to spoil anything, but you kind of meet a character, and some of the teammates start getting attached to the character a little bit, and they're pretty much like, when this is all over, could I be part of the team type thing, and I can't wait to get back to the bus, and it feels so nice to have a place to belong to. And like, as soon as there's just like a shred of happiness, some freaking monster comes through the wall and just like tears this character in half. right? And like one of your other characters, you can choose to try to help them. They almost like lose their arm. I mean, it's crazy. It's grotesque. And it's definitely came out of left field. I didn't see that shit coming. I really thought, okay, cool, we're gonna have some kind of other character join the team. And of course, only your sinners are characters that you can bring back to life. So when this other character died, there's our little clock man. When this other character died, you already know that you're like, damn, I can't bring that character back. Ooh, plot. Dirty, dirty plot. So this is what the Limbus Company is all about. I'm still trying to figure out what exactly the Limbus Company does. It seems like Shinra Corp meets Consumers Energy, just off the top of my head. This is just kind of what I'm picking up so far. You work for like the Consumers Energy of hell. Apparently, these singularity things, they can produce a lot of energy, but they're these big, horrific, scary things that that kill a bunch of people and things get sacrificed to them. You know what? I shouldn't even. I don't know. I don't know. But they kind of make it sound like these things produce a lot of energy type thing, and they're a crazy technology. And I'm like, is this what's powering hell? Like, so I don't know. We are from some kind of company. Your main character doesn't have his memories because obviously he got his head cut off. So they're kind of baby spoon feeding you little bits of information along the way. There's gonna be some damn plot twists there, I'm sure of it. I'm also fairly sure that the devil here, what is his name? Not Faust. Faust is the chick in your party that knows everything. The dude with the red eyes, who is like your boss, and everybody on the bus is scared of him. I think he's loose for himself. I think he really wants to make you suffer for whatever reason, because obviously every time your party dies, well, you have to suffer greatly to bring them back to life. So maybe this whole thing is just about Lucifer punishing the hell out of somebody and making them suffer over and over and over again to bring their party back to life. I don't know. Like with one of these games, like you never know. You never know what the plot is going to do, where they're going to go with it. But I can tell you already, it's a crazy world full of sinners. And some of these people, you're looking at them and you're like, what made you a sinner? I'm still not sure on the whole process of how you work for this company. We got this guy right here who has been killing people on the bus with his big revenge bat. He pretty much just wants to kill everyone over any argument. So yeah, there's a lot to it, and it just feels like a completely fresh system, different than anything else that out there that I've played. Not only from the story and the way that it's set up, and just the way that the whole game is structured, with your flying evil magic school bus. Yeah, but the combat, I'm still trying to, figure all of the nuances out in that. And it's cool. It is very cool, very different. I feel really good about supporting this title. We need more stuff like this. Also, after I cleared the first dungeon, it kind of felt like I was watching the very first episode in some epic badass anime. That's just kind of what it felt like, because after you clear the dungeon, there's some credits that roll. It's not the end of the game. There's more dungeons after that, and there's more story after that. But after you clear the dungeon, they start rolling some credits, and there's kind of like this cheesy anime song that plays in the background, and it's like producer, director. And you're like, holy cow, this literally feels like the end of an anime. And yo, that was just the first dungeon. And honestly, I went through that and I was like, oh, okay, this must be the end of the game for now until they add more stuff to it. No, it wasn't. It definitely was not. There's more chapters after that. That's what we're in right now. Like, I just went back into the story and, you know, started going to the next chapter. We won that one. Right? And obviously you're going to go through here. What is this stuff? Lunacy. Lunacy. These little roses, they are lunacy. Here's the little bundles for them. It's nice to see that everything's not a $60 LC bundle that gets you 2 10 pulls. Oh. But yeah, lunacy is the lapis in this, right? And that's pretty much what we're trying to grind. I like the art. I like the background. Everything's creepy. Everything's hellish. But whoever's drawing all this stuff is a genius artist. I gotta give him that. It's dark, but it's good. Uh-oh. I wouldn't trust anybody on that bus to spoon feed anybody anything. It's gonna be poison. So the banter between the heroes is great. It's like some adult novel comic thing. You know what? It might as well just be like a Deadpool comic. It's that kind of humor, right? Because effectively, your sinners pretty much have Deadpool powers, right? Like they die, and then you suffer a little bit, you bring them back to life, and then they just talk shit and get ready to die all over again. So if you found Deadpool to be enjoyable and the comedy stylings of that, you'll probably enjoy this title. You'll probably enjoy the humor in it. You will. I tell you what, every time I finish off an enemy and I just hear them explode, that squishy sound, I don't know, it's just satisfying. You're like, yep, got him. As terrible as that sounds, I don't know. It's awesome. Everything in here is just awesome. I've had my nose stuck to this damn screen all day because of this. My dog's out here screaming at me. Yeah, they hear you, jackass. They hear you. I've taken him on 2 walks today just because I haven't been giving him attention because I've literally just been on the phone. Oh, he does not like that. He does not like that. He almost pawed the phone out of my hand twice. That would have been a bad thing. So yeah, I'm really curious to find out more about this organization, about this Consumers Energy of Hell. That's just what I'm calling it. Shinra Incorporated in Hell. Can't wait to see who the chairman or the CEO is. Apparently your character is somewhat of a bigwig too, because this game starts off with a group of people that are about to kill you. And they do say something like, relax, I want to take my time. When are we ever going to be able to kill somebody of this caliber ever again? And of course, typical bad guys, they take too much time to get the job done. And a magic school bus shows up to save you, filled with sinners. That's what I recall from the very beginning of this. Oh, that's right. That's right. There's a casino. This chick right here was excited to go to the casino because she's all about money and getting rich. That's her whole MO. This little blonde chick, Don Quixote. I don't know. It really makes you wonder things because this little blonde chick with this spear thing that she's holding in her hand, she makes herself sound like she is righteous and lawful and she's the hero type. But at the same time, she's a sinner that's in your party. You're like, you're such a hero, but you literally are a sinner. So it just makes me wonder, what did some of these characters do to deserve this? What did some of these characters do to become sinners, right? And they do a good job of going into some of the characters' backgrounds, like this guy right here, Gregor, with his insect arm. I just kind of played through his little dungeon story thing. It was pretty interesting to find out that, yes, there are other bug people, but they're not special like him. The surgery worked out for him, so he could control it, and everybody else couldn't. So, gives you a little bit of background on each of these heroes. Now, there's a whole bus full of heroes. I've only been playing with 5 of them at a time, right? I did my little gacha pulls that I grinded out, and pretty much whatever heroes I managed to get 2 or 3 star versions of, well, big surprise, that's what made it into my party. So that is why I'm running the heroes that I'm running right now. You get into this game and you run through the first chapter, you should have no problem scoring a party of 2-star heroes. Maybe you'll even get a 3-star. They might have one programmed in for you. Like I said, the one that I got is the Blade Master, so he's pretty cool. He does really good on the battlefield. I really did want the 3-star form of Gregor when he's in his bug form. It's just so fitting of this game and the art and how grotesque everything is. So we're still going to be fishing for that, right? I'm just going to be going through the story, unlocking as much lapis lunacy as I can get, and hopefully we can do some pulls and we can unlock 3-star Gregor. I don't even know if I want to call him stars. You guys know what I'm talking about, though. It would be his shift form, a shift form of Gregor, where he is half cockroach, all awesome. So, yeah, very exciting title. I'm going to be spending a lot of time in here. This whole thing is fascinating. Had no idea they were even working on something like this. My goodness, I'm so happy. Michael Farrell, big shout out. Thank you for recommending this to me. I mean, I've been trying other games on the channel. I've just been doing some of this, some of that. Played some Neo Monsters, which is like the adult version of Pokemon. You know, I've been having fun in that. And yeah, he did suggest that I try this out, and I never looked back. I've been in here ever since. It's just been a blast, and yeah, I wanted to make this video yesterday, but there was just so much to talk about in this game. Again, I still can't even explain half of it as far as like the combat system and how everything goes and how things scale up and chain up and how you can do more damage. Again, the boss fights are completely different because you are targeting different parts on a boss, and from my understanding they will all have different initiative values. And what's cool about that is somebody can be getting ready like a big powerful attack, but if your initiative goes first and you can stagger them, if you can hit them and do enough damage to them and kind of knock them on their ass, well, that decreases the effectiveness of their attack. So your heroes having different initiatives and taking advantage of your fast heroes to attack certain things and stagger them before they can hurt you. I mean, there's definitely some strategy involved there. And at the same time, you're also rolling the dice, right? Every time your character runs up to attack, you see those numbers pop up above his head. Now, anybody that knows me knows that I do love dice games. Warhammer 40K, Age of Sigmar. I love rolling dice. And I don't know, this is cool. I mean, I'm not actually getting to roll the damn dice, but I can see like the numerical value, right? It's nice for your character to like roll that 12 because you know there's going to be a ton of damage coming through. Oh, there's another thing too that's really interesting here. Because of that numerical value above your hero's head, so heroes and monsters can clash in this. So that means that when we're both running up to each other to do an attack, if you roll a 5 and I roll a 5, our attacks just kind of cancel each other out and we do another attack. And as long as we're within 1 or 2 numbers of each other, it's like a stalemate and our attacks cancel each other's out. And whoever breaks through that and rolls a higher number gets a huge, huge damage bonus based on how long the stalemate has been going on. So there was one fight that I was in where, just from the luck of the dice, I guess, I watched my character fight some bug monster. And I don't know, it was like 6 or 7 attacks in a row where we were both rolling like the same number. And it was a stalemate. They were just fighting in the middle of the screen. Nobody was doing damage to anybody. And like every single time that happens, and you know that, oh shit, if I break through this, like, I'm going to get a critical hit. There's going to be so much damage. So you're like rooting for your character. You're like, come on, come on. And yeah, of course, after like 7 attacks, my character finally rolled like a 10. They rolled a 3. And he broke through there and literally exploded the enemy. I think it was the most damage I've ever done in this game so far, right? So you throw in a system like that on top of this combat already, when you kind of see all the mayhem where everyone's running around and fighting in the background. You kind of give them orders, you tell them what to do, and you tell them who to attack, right? And then it's like the turn starts and all hell breaks loose, and you actually get to watch a pretty cool little fight sequence that you are in control of. So 10 out of 10 for me, as far as being original, being creative, trying something new. And it's not just a system, it's a system upon a system upon a system. There's just layers of new stuff in here, like this whole thing. Oh, he rolled a 3. I got an 8. Bam. No. Okay. So he is staggered after he almost killed one of my dudes, that guy with the club right there. He is staggered. So whoever runs up on him should just be able to cut him in half. Ooh, that guy just beat me with an 8. So he deflected like half of my attack right there. Last one with a 9. Oh, that guy survived. See, he doesn't even get a chance to defend there. Probably because I think his initiative was too low, or he might have been staggered. You see the little numbers that are next to their, like, you see the guy, the enemy to the very right of the screen. He's got a little 3 next to his, like, health bar or whatever. That 3 is his initiative, right? This guy up front. Also, you can tap on your enemies, and you can tap on your sinners, their little portrait here, and you can change their attacks to blocks and counters. That kind of changes everything. But pretty much, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, the blocks and stuff. So you can have somebody just put up a shield and block and actually tank for your party. But pretty much what I do, especially on boss fights, I'm actually paying attention to the initiative. Like this chick, the blonde hair chick, and the samurai in the back, they both have a 4 next to them on my side. Their initiative's a 4. They're going to get to attack first. So whoever they run up on, they're going to get to attack first. There they go. They finish their attack, and then the rest of my team comes in. And now the enemy gets to start attacking back, right? Because the enemies, their initiative matches, like, the second half of my team. So, that's cool. I dig this whole initiative thing. It really makes you... This probably isn't the best example of it, because I'm not fighting a boss. Oh, here we go. We got a clash. Oh, we beat him with a 9, and now we're going to cut him in half. That's dope. Oh, he's staggered, so he's just going to be taking all this damage till he gets splattered. Oh, we just barely won that one. And then we only scored a 4 to do damage to him, so we didn't do that much. But look at that. And then cut him in half. Oh, we even had one swing left. Oh wow, this actually went the distance. Yeah, all we need is Bugman in here. All we need is Bugman in here going all cockroach on people. We're getting him. We're going to get him. We're going to get him. He actually, that character specifically kind of drew me in. I feel bad for him. The dude is half bug and he hates bugs. Oh, shit. Literally sounds like hell. They tell you who your main damage contributor is. And this time around, it was Blade Lineage Salsu. Now, that is the 3-star hero that I have, so it's no big surprise that he scored a little more damage. It was a little more effective than the 2-star heroes that I have. Very cool. We're getting our little bit of lunacy at a time, right? Let's go back to our window. We have these little tabs for our other heroes. Right, I think this chick's cool, Faust. She seems to know everything. She's such a genius. Here's the guy that was killing everybody with his revenge bat. I'm assuming that his backstory has something to do with revenge. So, this chick, this girl that's a gambler, they all have their different personalities. And of course, it's Bug Dude. So yeah, I think this is a pretty good rundown. Just dipping our foot into this one. There's a lot to swim around in here, right? For a while there, I was just kind of going through all these tabs, like, where the hell do I go next? Right? So, yeah, you find yourself in that situation. Go to drive, and then tap over here on Inferno and pick which part of hell that you actually want to go to, right? Matter of fact, this is what I wanted to check out. This is chapter 1. And there we go. There was a bunch of lapis here that, lunacy here, that I kind of forgot to pick up. So, I was kind of wondering, like, can I go back through and rerun these? It looks like I can. It definitely looks like I can. So, but if I manage to score all the lapis here, obviously I will move on to the next one. So, as far as any of, like, the gacha questions about this, the gacha system itself, and, you know, how well is this title going to feed its players with lapis/lunacy? How hard is it going to be to pull heroes? You know, that remains to be answered. Yeah, I did manage to pull one triple S character. It wasn't the one on the banner. They look like they're at a 2.8% chance or something like that. So that is pretty steep to pull a 3-star. At the same time, I guess it all depends on how much story there is here and how much lunacy/lapis there is to unlock. I haven't been disappointed so far, right? Let's see. I can do a 10 pull for 1300, and that's the premium banner right now. If you go to the welcome orientation, right, I can do a 10 pull for 800 lapis. So they're giving you kind of a discount there to, like, try to fill in your roster, right? But I have a feeling that any actual banner that's up is going to be more like 1300 per 10 pull and 130 per single pull, like, in order to get the new featured skin. Again, the one that's up right now is Gregor. That's kind of who we're going for. But if I wanted to do, you know, a 10 pull for 800, I would just go over here. There are also daily pulls. You can do a single daily pull for only 10 lapis. It does have to be paid lapis. And actually, I'm sorry, I think it's 12 or 13 lapis that you're doing. But think about that. like you could spend, I don't know, $7 in this game and get a couple hundred lunacy, and you could do 20 single pulls with that as long as it's your daily pull. So I think in Last Claudia, your daily pull of, that's paid lapis, instead of costing 300 to do a pull, they take it down to 100. So you're paying a third to do a single daily pull. Well, in this, you're paying 10%. It's not even a third. You're like, instead of paying 100 lapis, 130 to do, a single pull, you're paying 13 lapis. So that gives everybody a way to, support the game $5, $7 at a time, and kind of nurse that paid lunacy, that paid lapis, and just do your daily pulls for 13 lapis a day. Right? You could do a lot of pulls for $7 that way and get a chance on all the banners. So that is something nice that I've noticed here. Now, I don't see a ticket system or anything else like that yet, but who knows? Who knows? I think they're going to do a lot with this title, especially if they get a lot of support. And I plan to support this title. I'm already in here talking just way too much. So, get in here. Definitely check this thing out. You're doing yourself a disservice if you don't actually try this one out. I'm just gonna put that out there. It's that good. It's that awesome. It's that different. It's that new. And I'm absolutely having a blast in here. So come join the party, right? This if they come out with any guild stuff, I will definitely let you guys know. And pay attention. We're going to be dropping vids from here just because I'm up in here now. So I will see you all on the flip side, and I hope you enjoyed. If you want to support my amazing cause, you don't even have to send me any monies. Just sub, leave a comment, say what's up. It helps the algorithm, and that thing effing hates me. Later, everybody.